Market. With you always. Bajaj Street Tunes.
Good morning. The morning is beautiful. Ziri tano zokawa tufogerera zezakavako kusawa tano ezamacha agonako raliro. And this is the time of the day when we get to know what's happening in the country. Opposition heavyweights Bobi Wine and Besigye have signed a cooperation, a deal, and bagenda kubanga bakolagana nga bakwatagana.
Yeah, during elections, the motive is to oust Museveni. That is the motive, basically, of the deal.
Have you had the laughter?
They have copied only that they are doing it to oust Museveni. They are not doing it to build.
So FDC, Nenub.
Yeah.
Biegase.
Not that. Biegase, like the way Bobi Norbert Mao for DP did a cooperation agreement with the president, Museveni. This is a similar thing. NUP remains in its sector while FDC is in its sector, but they're working together during elections. And they say that it was fostered by the elections that happened in Soroti.
We'll keep you posted. And ekiddo kizemu Musaidi Zeruwero after, the operation attacks, and farmers struggle to feed pigs busy because they're citing high costs of maize.
Yeah.
And then besides, that's also coming up in the stories today. Government pledges 5 million each to families of people that were killed in the Mbale floods that happened on that river.
Those floods were really sad.
We'll keep you guys posted, but this is the stories and they start now. This is the news happening on Galaxy FM. Tugaita agagwirawo. Gwasoko gamanya. We are live. Katandikene Bobi. Yegasene Besigye. What does that mean now?
They call it what? Besigye? That is what people are calling it now. Kyagulanyi and Besigye.
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 Probably
Kyagulanyi and
Besigye.
Besigye.
It is Besigye deal.
Temuchisusanya.
Hey. Anyway, this is a cooperation agreement. It was signed yesterday, not only between FDC and NUP, but also the People's PPP, and then also JEMA party. So parties came together and they formed the party. They said it was inspired by what happened in Soroti elections. Actually, FDC is contesting their candidate failing. They're saying our candidate was supposed to win. The elections were marred by a lot of irregularities. There was voter staffing and all that. So they said that is the reason why. And they say that political parties are not having that breathing space, so they need to come together so they can work jointly to oust the president.
What now I hear our brother who has just defected from us, he was with us, and now Minister Norbert Mao, that he has gone to lead a process for dialogue of reforms. How will those reforms return the power? How will the reforms return the power?
The country is bigger than our political parties, and the mission is bigger than building our political parties. But in a country where you cannot even organize as a political party, then we cannot boast of being political parties. Therefore, we are all slaves. And the more we fight against each other, is the more we prolong it from 7.
So we state in no uncertain terms that what happened in Soroti is treasonable. All those agents of the regime, starting with Museveni himself, because he was the mastermind behind this, coming to Nabanja, the prime minister, and many others, the Tango Dois, the Mukuras, and whoever, they committed treason.
There were speculations that maybe, remember those things that were said about Besigye?
Yeah.
And some people are saying them about Bobi Wine. But look, I want to think that Bobi Wine engaged in Nyadie and as an opposition leader was somewhere recognized internationally. Is it really worth it for Bobi Wine to join with Besigye now?
No, but now...
Because Besigye had done his time, he's now trying to revamp himself and come back
But we
again.
have seen this kind of union before. Prior time, when the elections were about to happen, we saw that unity. But I feel like the opposition is not yet there.
Exactly.
Because they come to that point where they say, let's unite, and then do it for a few times, and then split up again.
Omuzinyi gwe kikyolowooza ku kwegatta kwa Besigye n'omubaka Kyagulanyi central president wa NUP.
But again,
what do you think? Yes.
I have a problem with the motive. Like, if your motive is to oust one single human being, and then I don't know whether that motive is supposed to create change. If your motive is to say, let's oust just Museveni only, that is your motive for combining forces, objective.
Kyagulanyi Sentamu, Bobi Wine, was exceptional. Mukalula akawedde.
Yeah.
Besigye was for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Netumulaba. And then he first engato nasoka nazijjamu. Nekati yasazeewo n'addamu n'agamba kanza mbale. And he has come at a time when Bobi Wine is extremely popular. not only East Africa but world over. Do you think that it was the right time for Bobi to accept a collaboration? Ne Besigye? I don't know what you think, guys.
We have seen Besigye coming out strong. I mean, if Besigye was quietly sitting in his house in Wakiso, we would not see Bobi Wine thinking of this kind of unity. But over the past few months, we have seen Besigye coming out strong, fighting for high food prices, commodity prices, being arrested. Like, he's gaining the relevance again before people, and you know, people are now, masses are now beginning to believe in his message. So,
was it really necessary for them to come together and say, okay, we are now on the same mission? Let me know what you think. Kunotu msamvu emunotibiri ganugwe gagwira ku 10 Galaxy FM ebiddo roadblocks bizemo side zeruwero after operation attack. There was another attack, or we're still talking about the old one?
No, the one that killed the 2 police officers, the FFU, one police officer,
yes.
FFU. Now the roadblock is back because locals had been complaining. They had put up their own curfew time. They were saying they are not trusting of even the few security officers who are passing by because they don't know whether they are the thieves or not. So at the end of the day, police had closed the roadblock and they were saying it was being treated as a crime scene, but now it is back. It returned yesterday. So they have even beefed up more security at that particular point. Instead of 2 FFU officers to guard the traffic guys, they are now putting about 5 FFU field force officers who are armed to guard that roadblock.
Okay, that's what's happening
Swamp in Luwero district.
Now, abalunzi b'embizi kasoli yalinye
bay.
Kati chobo manya kibatabuseeko.
This is in Luwero district. Actually, 41 households out of 87 are doing a piggery.
Luwero?
Yes.
41 out of how many?
Out of 100. Actually, it's at least 47 out of 100 parishes.
Ekitegeeza nti kumpi ebitundu 5 ku buli 10 ebitundu 5 ku buli 10 eby'abantu abava Luwero balunzi ba mbizi. Kati kasoli yalinye.
So it's a major source of income for them.
Yes.
Now they are saying that it's more expensive now because they invest more money in buying the maize bran that is supposed to feed the pigs than even taking care of, buying the pigs or doing the whole business. So it's very expensive to feed the pigs, more than even.
Kati chogamba embizi zifa bufi.
Generally, within our district, maize has been a key component in the in the feeding rations of most of these livestock, particularly the piggery farmers, and then the poultry farmers, because it has been part of the feeds, the part of the mixtures they always feed to their livestock, and it has been relatively cheap.
Sente ziba tezivaayo kubanga lwitwalundanga embizi nga in fact emmere yali ku bbeeyi ntonotono naye nze nayinanga abasazi nga bava oluusi Kampala nga baba baguze bulungi bayinza okugamba 9.7 mu kiro nga bagisalidde wano, naye kati embizi ziwewuka nazo ziba tezirya bulungi. Nzo okulaba embizi ng'olabanga ennene naye nagamba tezitoye kilo 3 kilo 4.
Embeera y'obwetyo bw'eri mu saidi z'Eluwero, abalunzi b'embizi bo bakaaba ge bakomba.
Maize bran now costs between 1,800 to 2,000 from previous price that it was costing. So it is quite expensive, and it's because of the drought.
Gegagwira wano ku 10 Galaxy FM tushoyo ngolo kubuza ekibuzo kyaffe ekyokubanga munayigwa olowooza ki ku kwegatta kwa omukulembeze wa NUP Kyagulanyi Ssentamu ne Besigye okubanga abeegasibwamu bakolerwamu okulabika nga ate munnange obuyinza bw'ensi eno babukyusa. And like Bobi Wine said in his words, to remove Museveni.
Yeah, that is the mission actually. It's to oust Museveni.
Galaxy FM, the government pledges to give 5 million to each of the families of the people that were killed in Mbale over the weekend.
Yeah, in Mbale city alone, 23 people died. In Kapchora, we had 3 people dying. So actually the death toll is about 26 people as of now. But there are still people missing.
Which rivers burst the banks again?
River
Nabuyonga rise walieringo kiriranga wakaisa kubitala.
You know actually
exactly where there's the new traffic lights, yeah?
Yeah, it's in the middle of the city.
And then
it's part of the city.
And then the other one?
Area.
I'm told there were 3 rivers.
There were 2 rivers. There's one river at a place called Namatala Doko. Yeah, there's one river that also.
Namatala
Jebatiro
embizi mu kibuga ky'Embale. Eyo wansi
si. Yeah, tenga wasiramu banji.
Yeah.
Which Namatala are you meaning?
There's
Namatala half London, and there's Walio Namatala Doko.
So it's Namatala Doko.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly. So those rivers burst the banks. There was a heavy downpour for about 11 hours. That was on Saturday. Proceeded till Sunday. So Navionga, it is a very good bridge. It's well built, but it flooded. And people drowned in the process. Very many people. People drowned in Mutoto. Places like Bulambuli. About
Mutoto sije bakolera kadodi.
August, officially August, Imbalu season has started. So people were there in celebration, and there was a heavy flooding. And, properties were destroyed, houses were submerged in the water.
Oh dear.
So yeah.
I saw a very disturbing picture of students of a certain school in Mbale. Ngebitawo byabwe babiwanise kugundi ku mabati to have the books dry. And I'm imagining how much property was lost.
Property was lost. Yesterday there was a struggle to remove about 14 people. These people are believed to have been coming from Kampala, because most of them, if you realize the names, most of them are from Buganda, Luengo, here in Kampala, in Wakiso.
It was like a family, they perished in a car. What happened?
What we hear is they were going for a Kwanjula in Butebo. They were moving for a Kwanjula, and that's how they...
So they were in a car?
They were in a car in a super custom. So the car submerged.
Yeah.
But prior to that, 10 other people died.
This is Galaxy.
Nva kufuna obubaka okuva ewa president w'eggwanga nga buyita mu right honorable prime minister wa Uganda okutegeeza abantu bonna nti naye president alagidde nti buli obukungubaga okwa gavumenti buli muntu yenna alina omuntu eyafiiridde mu kabenje kano agenda okufuna obukadde bwa ssente 5 obw'okubayambako mu kuteekateeka okuziika abantu bano.
That is good. Obukadde 5 at least omuntu afuna watandika banaye kyensaba kiri kimubutuuke bannaye nga buli obutano butuuke.
Okay, maybe batandikira, but the money is not, because this compensation is not to give a family to cater for themselves for life.
It's for
the burial expenses.
You've
had Washaki, that is the Ahmed Washaki, Mbale Resident City Commission.
Do they need money for burial, or they need money to rehabilitate themselves and rebuild what they've lost?
The government is going to do that part. The Prime Minister was there, I think, on Sunday, and she promised that the government is sending relief food and items to those people who have been displaced. So that is the relief package that the government always gives. It's not money, but this one is going towards the families of those that lost, to cater for burial expenses.
Otuyimiriddeawo byebiri mu ggwanga naye nga tumaliriza twabuuziza nga twakatandika eggulire lino gwe kikyolowooza ku kwegatta kwa Kyagulanyi Ssentamu omukulembeze wa NUP gwe tumanyi nga Bobi Wine ne Besigye okulabika nga ate balwanyisa okukyusa government. Ku noti 7 emu noti 2 I want to get your opinion. This is Galaxy. Good morning.
You know what, Mr. Andrew, big up on yourself. This is Mr. Saros here at Chitende. Abantu maramazi bude banange tuli bakowu. Aboloza battracking attention yapene kati nafe tuli bakowu. Tuli bakowu nange pe kati tunonya mere akuli ate tuchaina bude ya.
Struggle nga mwajivaako mangu. Galaxy, good morning.
Musajjayo.
Yes.
Yenze hitimaniyo wanoyo emakindyeyo. Mwe bali kuwerezayo ku Galaxy yo fabazinyiyo.
Tuliyo.
Kati nzeyo ku mulamu ogwoyo ogwa Bobi Wine yo okwegattayo ne Besigyeyo. Nkyewuunya bwewuunyayo naye ate sikyewuunyayo kubangayo Besigyeyo nayeyo aluddeyo ng'akikubayo. Naye nzeyo mu kulowooza kwangeyo tetugambayo nti omusajjayo teyaliddeyo oba yaliddeyo. Hitimaniyo wanoyo emakindyeyo mwe bali kuweerezayo.
Genda webakeyo. Galaxy.
Mr. Henry kyekiriwo.
Steady kyekiriwo. Yes.
Walo kikwasaganya Galaxy. Kati Bobi Wine ne Besigye okwegatta mwana. Bobi Wine atulaga 5 kikonde, Besigye atulaga 2. Kyekiri awo wakati.
Kujjako 7 oba. Galaxy, good morning.
Hello, Mr. Henry. The sky is okuva wano machi. So kwegata kwa Bobi Wine nevesi. Sichewagidde lwansonga. Bobi Wine yandiraze obumalirivu nga ye. Naye okwegatta nze sichewagidde.
Galaxy kanfune babiri abasembayo 12 kwoli.
Mr. Madenga amati kubeera nga Bobi Wine ne Besigye okwekata wamu ndowooza Besigye yajjanga ayimbeega mu Bobi Wine yali badaleka mukulembeze waffe Bobi n'atukulembera ekigenda mu maaso kubanga Besigye yagezaako byamulema ono MC kyali sena mawumbi
12 kwoli embi gasookera no ne gasaasaana. Morning.
Oh, Mr. Henry, kyekiriwo. Ono Patrick wane nansana ku Ngabo stage. Bobi Wine okwegatta ne Besigye. Ndaba tewali kiriwo. Teri kiriwo. Era people power jasigala nga people power. Besigye agezezaako okwegatta anti alaba ababaka. Bamukendeddeko ate Besigye akuze okitegeere. Kati ekintu Besigye ayinza okuleeta yalinga ekintu Bobi Wine akisigalamu okitegeera nga keeka kodyo keeko. Sigadde nze Patrick wane nansana. Tumiddeko Eddie.
Big up. We'll continue this conversation off air, but online bini mugwanga will have Pam join us later on in the day to tell us much more, but you can find out more stories kuchitimba ku www.galaxyfm.co.ug. Hey, sounds of Celine Dion. Name of the song is Imperfections. Wawina chukute squeeze in Diramu. Remember, it's a Tuesday. We'll be confessing in the next hour.
Mr. Henry on Galaxy FM.